What did you do, Direct Nation? So the new Avengers Age of Ultron PvE mode is here, and I've already beaten it solo on both difficulties to unlock the major awards. So I'm posting this guide real quick so that you all have as easy a time as possible. There's a lot you need to know because it's similar, but very different to the previous PvE modes Rivals has added so far, and you won't be able to get the MCU Ultron costume without getting good at this mode. So like with zombies and Blood Hunt, there are multiple difficulties, but with Age of Ultron, there are only two, common and hard. Because of this, the leap in difficulty after you beat the first level is going to catch you off guard, and you'll have to alter your approach compared to the entry level. You have access to 7 heroes in total: Captain America, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, and Scarlet Witch. But you cannot select Wanda until after you clear common difficulty. The Age of Ultron MCU costume is the other unlock. Instead of being in the store or a gacha, you unlock the entire bundle by beating the mode on hard. I'll walk you through how to clear both and what characters and builds I used. The tricky part is that because this is a smaller mode, there are no skill trees to upgrade before the match and no loot system like in Blood Hunt. It's closer to the zombies mode where in order to increase your power, you have to purchase cards in between waves. So this brings back a little bit of the luck factor from zombies, except there's no exploit to get a ton of extra cards. So you have to actually choose your abilities very wisely by deciding on a build and upgrading with that in mind. To clear the first difficulty and unlock Wanda, I just use Hulk and focus my upgrades on his monster Hulk form. You can effectively stay in it for an infinite amount of time by purchasing the upgrade that extends the duration every time you eliminate enemies. I experimented with the upgrade to his leap that does AoE damage when you land, but you don't really need it at all. For Hulk, I would suggest upgrading the monster Hulk form, then buy the cards that lower your cooldowns, increase the amount of damage you deal to enemies further away, increase the amount of healing you get per enemy defeated, and definitely get the card that gives you a damage bonus based on a percentage of your max health. You'll easily be able to clear the mobs, but the flying enemies are trickier, which is why buffing the range and getting the cooldown reductions are important. All Monster Hulk's normal melee attacks also shoot ranged projectiles, and with the cooldown reduction, you can spam his thunderclap over and over again to efficiently clear out enemies. The levels are pretty straightforward. You're just clearing waves of Ultron bots at first, and then you fight Ultron himself for the first time. This one was pretty easy, just jump around to avoid the beams and keep hitting him with range attacks until he falls over. In the final stage, you have to clear more waves, then defend Friday from taking damage while defeating the waves. Then you fight Ultron one final time after this cutscene with Scarlet Witch, who sadly does not join you in battle. Beating this unlocks Wanda as a playable hero. Hard mode though is a different beast. I tested the other characters for the first time, and the card choices pretty much make or break your character from the first level. The enemies do way more damage and you need to be able to clear them quickly while surviving. I didn't try Hulk here yet, but I ended up clearing with Thor first and then Black Widow. Widow can delete mobs much faster, but is a lot more vulnerable to damage, especially when you aren't in range to land your upgraded kick. I assumed Thor's Awakening build would be the way, but turns out his upgraded hammer throw in this mode is just way better. You can throw it and it will bounce around and circle through enemies, hitting them multiple times. You can upgrade it to have it start generating lightning, and you can have it charge your ultimate, which does pretty good damage versus mobs. You can even grab enemies in his path. So for Thor, I just got all the hammer upgrades and put everything else into raising his damage, self-healing, and max HP. I started at 600 HP, and by the time I got to the final Ultron fight, I was at 2000. Thor is really good during this final level because of how much AoE damage he can do by cycling the hammer throw with his ultimate, plus he has so much survivability. Beating Ultron on this part is actually the easiest in my opinion if you follow the strategy.
The God of Thunder! Behold the God of Thunder! Behold the God of Thunder! This is how you end. Slow down! Behold the God of Thunder! Behold the God of Thunder! Lightning strike! Behold the God of Thunder! This is decent right time. Behold the God of Thunder! The enemy is here. Slow down! Behold the God of Thunder! There's no room for the weak. Behold the God of Thunder! 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 The enemy is here. Slow down! Behold the God of Thunder! Behold the God of Thunder! You are Behold the God of Thunder! Behold the God of Thunder! Behold the God of Thunder! Slow down! This is our end. Behold the God of Thunder! This is going very well.
Do not fight him out in the open. When he runs to the top of the structure, he's trying to bait you out in the open to get deleted by his drones. Instead, attack him from range and then strategically rush him down in melee range for a quick burst. Once you defeat Ultron, you unlock both his MCU costume and MVP screen, along with the new title. I'll be live testing the rest of the characters, but on first impressions, Black Widow, Thor, and Hulk are the best if you're trying to run solo. I work on guides on how to play all of them after more playing. Let me know in the comments what you think of the mode and what you still need help with. I want everybody to get the Age of Ultron costume. This PvE mode has got me in the mood for more story-driven superhero games. Fortunately, we have a lot to look forward to in 2026 and beyond that I broke down for you. Click the video on screen to learn more, and if you're watching on TV, check out my must-play superhero games playlist. And a huge shout out to everyone supporting me on Patreon. Join for free so you never miss an update.